Driving skills affected by drugs, vision, perception, and judgment, Part 2. Depressant medicines commonly create physical and mental deficits that are quite similar to those brought on by drinking. However, some depressants have various outcomes, such as Xanax and Valium are two examples of benzodiazepines that frequently increase the feeling of alienation and increase the likelihood of aggressiveness. Alcohol generally has less of an impact on muscle coordination than barbiturates like Seconal and Nembutal. Alcohol may not considerably slow down the pupil's reaction to changes in light, but painkillers can. Antihistamines frequently lead to dizziness and confusion before losing muscular control. The majority of depressive medications can negatively impact your ability to drive. 1. Seeing. It will be harder to move your focus swiftly around the road since your eye muscles won't react to brain impulses as well as usual. The expansion and contraction of the pupils will also slow. Because of this, it will take longer for your vision to adjust as you drive through less lit places, and unexpected light increases could briefly make you blind. 2. Focus. People who take depressants may have a sensation of detachment and become preoccupied with their thoughts. When using a depressant, it will be nearly hard to pay attention to the work of driving. 3. Awareness. Distance judgment will be challenging, and other objects might seem to move more quickly than they actually do. Depressant-impaired drivers frequently operate their vehicles at dangerously low speeds, until they fall asleep behind the wheel with their foot on the gas pedal. 4. Recall. Long-term memory and short-term memory are both known to be impaired by depressants. You won't be able to decide what to do about anything you just saw because you won't be able to recollect it for long enough, and even if you could, you wouldn't be able to remember the material from your driver's education that you would need to do so. 5. Arguments. A depressant medicine will cause a severe slowing of your cognitive functions. You'll probably have already collided with a hazard by the time you realize it is there and determine what to do about it. 6. Decision. Extreme apathy may result from taking depressants. You might be unable to care about your own safety or the lives of other motorists. You won't be able to decide how to reduce risk as a result. Impaired state brought on by hallucinogens. Drugs that cause hallucinations are quite unpredictable and can seriously affect a driver's perception and decision-making. Memory loss, cognitive distortion, delusions, and hallucinations can all result from them. Hallucinogenic substance abuse can be extremely frightening and result in long-term psychological harm. An upsetting hallucination may induce severe dread, worry, and panic, which will result in exceptionally risky driving behavior. Even having a great experience while using hallucinogens would be disastrous if you plan to drive because you might perceive things inside your car and around you on the road that aren't actually present when doing these things. Although there is a lower likelihood of overdosing on hallucinogens than on depressants or stimulants, this does not make them any less harmful. Hallucinogen users often become so engrossed in the delusion or hallucination they are having that they purposefully drive off the side of the road, leap off buildings, or mutilate themselves. A hallucinogenic medication does not necessarily cause people to have vivid, visual hallucinations. The distortion of the user's view of reality is a more well-known effect of some hallucinogens. If this occurs, you might come to believe disturbing and false things about yourself, your life, and the outside world. A paranoid illusion of this nature can cause erratic, violent driving. You might even purposely cause injury to other drivers with your automobile and feel quite right in doing so. Hallucinogen-impaired drivers may behave in the ways listed below. Abnormally high or low-speed driving. Unpredictably increasing and decreasing speed. Driving slowly or stopping abruptly, especially on expressways, attempting to pull off impossible feats and engaging in other reckless activities. Complete disregard for changes in the state of the roads. Driving in a way that suggests it's motivated by panic, fear, or anxiety. Hallucinogenic medications will affect your ability to drive in the following ways. 1. Seeing. Your eye muscles could start to move faster or slower, which would make it challenging to follow the right processes for scanning the route. The drug's hallucinations will render the visual data you get erroneous. It's possible that your illusion will entirely overpower reality. Alternatively, you can see objects that aren't present in the actual driving environment and be unable to distinguish between what you see and what is genuine. 2. Focus. Your focus will be impaired by any psychedelic. You will be distracted from driving by unreal images, sounds, and feelings if you take a substance that causes hallucinations. When using a dissociative hallucinogen, you will feel completely separated from your body and sense of self, which will make driving impossible. 3. Awareness. The perspective of time and space is frequently warped when using hallucinogens. You won't be able to evaluate distances, keep your space around your car, gauge other drivers' speeds, or control your own speed at all. 4. Recall. Drugs that induce hallucinations can seriously harm memory. You might completely forget some crucial memories and informational snippets that are essential to your driving efficiency. Additionally, your mind may fabricate recollections of occasions that never happened or erroneously interpret actual memories. 5. Arguments. You need to be able to gather precise visual information and access the memories required to comprehend it, both of which you won't be able to do while using a hallucinogen. You're going to probably drive in a way that is completely improper for the road's circumstances. 6. Decision. Your priorities may radically change as a result of wonder, excitement, anxiety, fear, or wrath, making you more likely to endanger yourself and other road users. Even if you know it's not a good idea to make a U-turn in the midst of a crowded highway, you can view it as a necessary evil in order to avoid some imagined danger.